So today we are going to dive into the topic which is fundamentals of research, under which we are going to learn about objectives of research, type of research, which is descriptive, analytical, applied, fundamental, quantitative, qualitative, conceptual, empirical, experimental research, exploring and formative research, diagnostics research studies, survey, case study, field studies, criteria of good research, general research processes, define the research problem, literature survey, formulating hypothesis, research design, data collection, analysis, interpretation and preparation of report. So what is research? So research is a systematic investigation into and study of material sources etc in order to establish fact and reach new conclusion. So in a research we do a systematic investigation where we study material sources in order to establish the fact and to reach new conclusion, to find out something new which is very new information for us, and endeavor to discover new or collect old facts etc by scientific study, subject or course of critical investigation. So we do research to discover something new, where we collate old facts by the scientific study of subject, by doing a critical investigation. I think the research consists of it's like investigating something. It's really interesting, and that's why I found research very interesting. So what is research? Research is what we do when we have a question or a problem we want to resolve. Like if I got any problem, I really want to solve it. So what I will do? I will investigate. So in a scientific way we say, I will research on it. I will collect all information regarding to it, and I will try to find a solution for it. So which may be already think we know the answer to our question already. We may think the answer is very obvious, common sense even. But until we have subjected to our problem rigorous scientific scrutiny, our knowledge remains little more than a guesswork or based intuition. So scrutiny means we have to investigate it in a deeper way to make sure that our intuition is correct. So what is research? The first priority is to formulate your question. So if you know what you want to find out, it will be very easier for you to research, to gather the information, to know what you really wanted to solve. If it is any problem or it is your question, so you should know what is your question, what is your problem. So first it is indeed it should be your priority to formulate your question, then figure out how you are going to answer it. Once you know your problem, your question, you need to figure out how you are going to solve that problem and how you are going to find the answer. Have other answered it? You have to make sure you have to put all information out to make sure that how others have answered it, how does your proposal fit in what others have done, how will you know when you have answered it. So you have to make sure that if you are getting any conclusion, it is right or wrong. So for that you have to know that how will you know that you have answered it. Then you can present your answer. So when you get your answer, then only you can present your answer. So knowledge acquisition gain. Acquisition means like a getting something new, like gaining or getting. So how we gain knowledge? Through reasoning, through intuition, but most importantly through the use of appropriate scientific method. So in research we use appropriate scientific research to solve our problem and to get the answer of our question. Very easy to get, I think. The basic elements of scientific method is empiricism, The notation that inquires conducted through the observation and knowledge verified through the evidence. Empiricism is totally based on the observation, and the knowledge is when verified through the evidence. It's like when you are observing something and then you verify it. Determinism, the notion that events occur according to the regular law and causes. The goal of research is to discover these. Determinism, if the event occur in regular laws and it has some causes, so the goal of research is to discover these causes and laws. Skepticism, it is a notion that any proposition is open to analysis and critique. Means you are not really satisfied by your answer, then we can say it is under skepticism. So there are some classical scientific methods. Observation of some phenomenon may be systematic, occasional, or accidental. The most of the answers we get in a research is through your observation. I think in a research, observation plays a very important role, a key role. After that, some ideas of an explanation. We can also say hypothesis. The research is definitely work on the hypothesis. If you don't have any hypothesis, how you're gonna know? You have to induction, conjunction, intuition, guesswork. Like it's you have to guess. You have to use your intuition to find your answer. We have that question, how you are going to answer it. So there must be an hypothesis. If we are going to follow a particular protocol, if we are going to get this result, or else we are not going to get this result. So this is your hypothesis. There are different type of hypothesis we may discuss in a later videos. So after hypothesis, we test the hypothesis and use a revision cycle. So if I have a hypothesis that if I add red color in a water, it will turn red. Okay, it's not that kind of, but it is simple to understand. Like if I add a color into a glass of water, it will turn red. So what is the probability? I think if you are preparing a color, so it has a less probability. It could be anything. So my hypothesis is if I add red color in a glass, it will turn red. But if it didn't, it turns out it turn into pink. So my hypothesis turned into something different than what I was hypothesized. So we have to test your hypothesis in a revision cycle. So what are research objectives? While doing a research, it is very important to know the research objectives. So what is research is trying to achieve? It is very important that when you are performing and when you are trying to do research, it is very important that you should know what you are really trying to achieve through this, all the things you are doing, all this research and investigation. The objective must be achievable. If you are keeping an objective that I want to make a time machine, okay, maybe in the future it will definitely going to happen, but it should be like achievable, that you are getting me. The framing, time framing, available time, infrastructure required, and resources. If okay, again I'm going to take example of time machine. If I decide I want to make a time machine, do I have that much of time, infrastructure, and resources? So if you want to perform any research, it is very important to know that if you have an available time, infrastructure, and resources, you have to check on those all things. So you have to have some weak and strong objectives too. So important step for a successful research engagement is investing time in developing. So your idea should be clear, articulated, strong research objective. So you should know clearly what you really want to achieve and what you really want to get through this research. And your topic should be articulated. You should know how to express the your point and your research topic to others. For that, you must have a strong research objectives. It saves the time over the course of engagement and ensures the right questions are being asked and answered. Research objectives presented briefly and concisely, presented in a logical sequence. The research objective should be realistic and it should be achieved within the expected time frame with the available resources, phrased in operational terms in a way that bring organization closer to business objective. It may be have some operational terms, like it should have some use to you. If you find out the answer of particular question, it should be like a beneficial to you. Use action verb that's specific enough to evaluate or measure. The static once the study work begins. It means you should know the study objective should be static. It should not change. Like today I want to make a time machine, but another day I want to make a flower pot. So your research objective should be static once the work begins. The statement of research objective is also important. It serves to guide the activities of research. Objectives to describe what factors farmers take into account to make such decision as whether to adopt new technology or what crops to grow. So it is very important to give a statement to a research objective. If the farmer is not going to decide whether to use new technology or not and what crop to grow or not, it will be like very problematic to them. So here are some verbs which you can use in objectives. You can take a screenshot of it. There are an example by using ABCD method. You can also read it out to know more and get more information about it. So example intent 2. First, the research will end the study by being able to specify factor which emerged in a household decision. Second, the result will be specification of the pollution reduction budget. Third, creating a picture of habitat of giant panda in China. Like these are some example of your intention, your statement of research. Like let us formulate research on COVID-19. This is an example you can read, but I think we should go little bit faster so it will be easier for you. If you really wanted to read that, you can take a screenshot and read it later. So process of research. So here it is given in a 5-step. There are 5-step process. Research is a 5-step method. First, question problem. You should know what is your question and what is your problem. Formulate your goals and objective. You should know what are your goals and what are your objectives. Plan the design of research. You should plan and design how you are going to perform your research. Generate the research result. After performing a research, you should generate research result, interpret the result and draw the conclusion. So when you know your problem question, you should what is your goal. You plan it, you generate result and then you interpret it. These are the 5 simple steps of research process. So now we come to the part of type of research, and I think we are going to discuss these types of research in the next video. So link is given below, so if you want to know the types of research, you can go and check out that video. So thank you so much for being with me till the end. So next video we are going to talk about a type of research. Thank you so much.